big mark on my forehead that I somehow put up there in my sleep. Yeah,
You fight yourself.
coming out. I have a tendency to like, it's like soothing for me to have my hand like up here, like especially if I'm sleep on my back,
Uh-huh.
and like if I feel an itch,
Yeah.
I'm not going there to have. I'm just you know, and somehow I
Freddy
mean
Krueger.
Look here,
it doesn't even hurt. So I don't, yeah.
bruh. What's the date? Thursday, Monday. When I woke up Monday, check this out, yo. I know there's a term for it. I haven't looked it up yet. I had a dream that I was dreaming, and I woke up.
Inception.
Look, I was dreaming. B wig. I was dreaming, and in the dream, felt like somebody slid the balcony door open. I know we had no balcony up on the third floor, so I'm like, man, what the heck? Because I woke up out
Wow.
of that dream, thought I was dreaming, but then when I woke up around 5 in the morning, I was like, what the heck? I said, how can I wake up from a dream within a dream?
It's Inception. Movie came out in 2010. Check it out. shout out Christopher Nolan. Hello, everyone.
Well,
We're live. We're live. We're live.
Sean was dreaming, but you are not dreaming. This is the YKNAS podcast back at you once again. How y'all feeling?
Back to sleep. The best sleep for me is when I wake up and I look like a murder victim. You know, just like
Nah, I'll never forget that one time you said you would sleep like this, like both of your hands were up. You would sleep on your stomach. You be just like this.
I was tired if I'm sleeping like this.
I'm not even gonna say.
Y'all know how Michael Jordan, after they won the fourth championship, and his father died. He went into the room and he just like laid out and had the ball like that. That's the murder victim sleep that I strive for.
Oh man!
Like, damn, what happened to him? He was a good man.
This guy.
Look, Speaking of sleeping. Speaking of sleeping, man, let's like you said, one of the topics, everybody, is we're gonna slightly recap this NBA draft. Speaking of sleepers, who do y'all think that some teams slept on and that fell further down than what we thought they were going to go?
There's only one person in my mind.
I'm never too high on Duke players. I'm never too, partial to Duke players, but there was one Duke player in particular. I was extremely shocked that not only did he go in the second round at the end of the second round, but I was surprised that we didn't pick him, and that was Trevor Keels. Like I said, I'm never really all that high on Duke players, but this dude was one of the dudes that I thought he could have went late in the first.
Mm-hmm.
Because he can kind of do it all. He can play both ends of the court. He can create his own shot, and he can shoot the three. He's just, I think I know why he slipped. He's kind of he plays the three, but height wise, he should be like a 2.
Yeah,
and he's just in that in between. But all in all, I think he's gonna be a good ball player. I think he'll be around for a while. Me personally, but he was kind of my guy.
Jalen Ivey. I mean, even though he only went to 5, I don't know what Sacramento was doing. I don't know what they've been doing. I
was gonna say we say that a lot.
They ain't made the playoff in like 20 years. That owner sucks.
Yeah. Were y'all shocked when Bencaro went number 1?
I was.
Look, you kidding.
I was out because look,
when a hero comes along.
I had Jabari Smith going first, man. When Jabari Smith fell at 3, I was like, what the heck is going on?
Oh, and some news came out. They said that when Houston found out that Paolo was going 2, they wanted to trade to number 1, not for Paolo. They wanted to trade because they didn't want to draft Chet. because they didn't get a chance. They didn't get his medicals, so they were a little worried about it. But when OKC took Chet, they was happy to take Jabari.
Yeah.
And you see, I know for me, the guy Shaden Sharp,
Yeah,
I was waiting for him to go a little higher, but once he didn't get drafted by like number 5, I'm like, okay, maybe my Pelicans got a chance. But nah, I knew he wasn't going to last.
Can somebody explain to me why he didn't play at Kentucky?
I don't know. Because he coming out of high school, I think he's like one of the best players in the country coming out of high school.
He was number one.
Yeah, he was the guy.
Yeah. And when he didn't play, everybody was like, what's going on? And even when people came to watch Kentucky practice, everybody was looking at him because he was off on the side shooting, practicing with another coach. And everybody kept like, hold on, how come he's not doing anything?
He should have just went to the G League Ignite or something like that. But then again, I got a bias. I don't particularly like Canadian basketball players. That's just me.
And look, they had a lot on winning the draft, right?
I know.
Yeah, a bunch of
but Anthony Bennett, Andrew Wiggins, Tristan Thompson. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. It's that free healthcare. It's that free healthcare up there. It just make them they hungry.
Barrett, RJ Barrett. He's my hope for Canada. He's my Canadian hope.
Yeah.
Although I mean, Andrew Wiggins, is he what everybody? Well, I won't say everybody because I didn't think it, but is he what all the national media thought he was going to be? No, but dude turned the corner in his career and helped the Warriors win a chip. So hats off.
True. I give you that. He was a critical piece to that team. I give you that.
He really was. He really was.
I don't know. I didn't watch anything, so I don't know what you people speak of. Who won the championship? Last time I heard somebody won it, and then KD actually betrayed it, and no one cared.
Yeah.
So to Steph Curry.
Nice segue. I can't remember how long ago it was. What was it? Maybe a month or two ago. We were talking about something. I think the podcast that came up, and Kennedy, you were like, just wait until what was it after the draft, after free agency, because something always happens.
Something always happens.
And lo and behold,
he pulled an Aaron Rodgers 2 hours before free agency started. ESPN had something all special, but then that news dropped.
Yep. And KD requested a trade from the Nets. What y'all think about it?
You can go, Sean.
I kind of knew it was coming based on his communication. Yeah, I kind of knew it was coming based on from what I heard his communication with Kyrie Irving. And when everything didn't work out with James Harden, I say, okay, he's gonna want out. He's gonna want out because him and Kyrie had a bad relationship, in my opinion, when Kyrie didn't want to get vaccinated and sat out all those games, and then on top of that, got hurt for a minute. That kind of pushed KD. Was like, come on, man, how you gonna act like that if you all in you want to win a championship?
When it came out that Kevin Durant hadn't been recruiting anyone, he hadn't called anyone to come to Brooklyn. That was my tip off right there. That tipped me off right there that something was brewing, and couple that with the fact that all this drama with Kyrie, and I was like, KD got one foot out the door. I kind of seen it coming. Now, when you see stuff coming, that doesn't really automatically mean that at some point it's going to happen. Something on the inside of me was like, he'll still be there. Kyrie just opted back in. He opted into his deal. They'll kiss and make up, sign some dudes in free agency, and they'll make a run at it. But nah, this dude, he said, I want out. I'm done. And now there's reports that he ain't returning nobody's calls. He's gone dark.
That's
which
what
is
he
a
do
very,
sometimes.
which is a very KD thing to do. This is vintage KD. Kennedy, what you got?
Um, I was shocked. I honestly was shocked because you know everybody was going after him, and he hurt his leg. Brooklyn paid you money. Now you were recuperating, you're KD, but they paid you money, and you sat out the whole year. You forced them to get rid of Kenny Atkinson for Steve Nash's haircut. then, then you forced them to give DeAndre Jordan $40 million guaranteed.
Yeah.
And then you forced them to mortgage half a decade worth of assets for James Harden. And then you bounce? Oh no! And then you sign a 5-year deal with no opt out, and it's like, and I know he has a lot of that boardroom crap is in New York and all that other stuff. So that's why I always thought, okay, New York, he's gonna get it to work. But I'm shocked. Look, this is an individual. There should be some like kind of psychological diagnosis or.
I wouldn't say that, K man. I don't know, but look, I hear what you're saying, K man. Go ahead, K man. I get what you're saying. Go ahead.
Look, this dude claimed to love DC, claimed to love, even though he's from PG County, claimed to love DC and all that other stuff. But you didn't go to Georgetown. You didn't go to Maryland. You went to Texas. Yeah. That first didn't make any sense. All right, so you get drafted to Seattle, and then they move, and then you suffered there, and then you go to
Golden State.
You start chasing rings at Golden State on a team that won 73 games. 73 games. You win 2 hollow championships, but you get whatever. I'm just like, look, you are a man without the country. You are a carpetbagger. And now you want to go to Phoenix?
Hey.
Look, man, here's the thing, man. Here's the thing, yo. KD's a smart guy in my book. You know why? Because he saw the writing on the wall when Kyrie said he didn't want to get vaccinated. So what did he do? He said, let me bring James Harden in. That's some security for me. But that didn't work out. Then he saw the writing on the wall. Soon as Kyrie opted in, what did he do? He said, I ain't playing with this dude, man. I can't work with nobody like that. Remember how Jerry was when he was trying to do the movie, the Black Market? He said, I can't do it.
I can't work on these because I'm off the project.
All right, I need lighting below.
Look,
just shoot the movie so I can get it on the screen.
That's basically what KD said. He said, I can't work under these conditions. No, can't do it. That's what it boils down to. He saw the writing on the wall at the beginning of the season, and the injuries didn't help. And I told you once Kyrie opted back in my mind, I'm like, he's gonna want to trade or he's not gonna want to play.
See, but here's my thing. The East could very well be had by any one of 6 teams next year.
6?
I would say 6.
I would say 6
that. Because there's always a team that's going to come out of the woodwork and shock everyone. Toronto had an off year. I think they'll be back next year.
But not contender with to the East.
Chicago surprised me.
Stop it.
I'm not worried about Chicago.
Stop this now.
I'm looking at Milwaukee. I'm looking at you. Boston. I'm looking at you.
Yes.
Philly. I'm looking at you.
No.
Hey, it's the East. It's the East. Philly. I'm looking at you. Toronto. I'm looking at you. Who was my
Charlotte? Charlotte was doing something pretty good for a minute.
No. What are we doing? Stop it. Stop this.
Atlanta was my other team. Atlanta was
bringing
my
them
other
up. Stop.
And Toronto was my sleeper. And Miami, and Miami.
Yeah,
Those are my 6. Those are my 6. And Toronto was my sleeper. But I feel like, okay, let's say Kyrie got traded, or let's say Kyrie went somewhere else, free agency, he opted out or whatever.
KD would have stayed.
Yeah, he would have stayed, and I feel like the Nets, they don't have the coach, but I feel like they had a decent amount of talent.
They had a good roster.
Still on the team. To Harris, Joe Harris, he was hurt, but he's an elite shooter.
Seth Curry was dropping stuff.
Seth Curry, Nick Claxton, they had a very good mix.
What's the Australian dude?
Cabarrot.
No,
the Cabarrot's French.
Used to be San Antonio.
Yeah. Goodness. Mills, Patty Mills.
Yeah. Oh, Patty Mills.
Yeah. So they had a good collection of youth and veterans on that team. You bring in one or two guys, and you're right back in the conversation, with the top spot in the East. But to want to blow all of that up, just all I can say is it's a very KD thing to do. And Kennedy, you mentioned the hollow championships. Listen, as hollow as they were, they're after this championship by the Warriors, they're Janine hollow now. And only we'll know what that means.
A championship is a championship, man. No matter how you got it, no matter what you do, it's a championship. You got it. You won. You're a world champion at that particular time.
I got to compose myself after that remark, my brother. That's super inside joke. Super inside joke. But I remember it was when I used to get Sports Illustrated. It was like, I think it was 1998 or something like that. 1998, when Kevin Garnett got that huge deal, and Sports Illustrated said the kid that changed the game, and because of him, they had the lockout. Yeah. Because of Kevin Durant, and because of all the player empowerment stuff, that new CBA is going to be different.
Yeah.
And let's be for real, all this player empowerment has not really worked out particularly well in a lot of places.
Have you seen the max deals some of these dudes have been getting?
Yeah,
bro. All respect to Darius Garland, but for him to get the contract that he got, $231 million.
I know, right?
You still in Cleveland? I barely know who you are. They hype you up. I seen you. You look like you 2 inches taller than Muggsy Bogues. I mean,
K-Man. I think it was you, K-Man. I want to say about a year ago when we was doing a podcast, you were saying about something, some kind of agreement was going to end in the NBA, and you said look out for the contracts. And I was like, yeah, okay. But now that I'm seeing these max deals, I'm like, yeah. I'm like,
look. Turner and Disney, Warner Media and Disney are giving the NBA dumb money. And with dumb money, they got to spend it because New Orleans gave Zion money for, I don't know the reason, but I guess
191 million, I think.
They had to.
Years.
They had to. Yep. And so it's just like, it's all right, cool. I think that process is still going to continue, but I think no more. They're gonna start saying like 4-year deals. You're not doing these 3 years opt out. We're doing we got to have some kind of control over this stuff. Mm-hmm. And as far as I guess they won a championship, the Golden State Warriors championship. To me, that bodes for LeBron and KD's legacy. That means two things. One, it pushes KD's legacy down. But two, for LeBron, to me, it just makes his legacy more broader, because in 15 Kyrie and Love was hurt, and they still took him to 6.
Yep.
In 16 he did what he did, and then they had to go beg a dude to beat that man. That just right there. That right there is his little. Hey, they had to put a super team.
Hey, you said good segue, K man. It's my question to y'all. With all this free agency stuff popping off and people signing these max deals, do you all think the age of the super team is over with?
Well,
No.
I mean, there's technically still one
Where?
in LA. Well, there's technically.
You mean the
I
Clippers?
mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, you got Paul
Technically,
George, Paul George, and Kawhi out there.
with John Wall now.
Yeah, but
Mm.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure you're going to see many teams, going that route in the future. Number one, the chances of it working out are very, very slim because everybody ain't Pat Riley.
Yep.
So the chances of it working out are very, very slim. Two, most teams don't have the cash to even think about going into the luxury tax the way these teams are. They're
That's what I
not
was thinking.
these aren't there aren't very many cash rich teams in the NBA. So I don't think you'll see very many teams trying their hand at it again.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
that's
I,
just me personally.
I think they're going. I think you're going to see the 2-star two-star deal. You got L.A. and L.A. You got supposedly in Philly. You got in Boston. You got in Milwaukee. Maybe they got something in Atlanta. You're going to see that type of thing. If KD gets traded, you got two in Phoenix.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just like a 2, and maybe we have a
So-
good strong 3 and a good supporting cast. But also, what also we talked about, and I mentioned the haircut is you can't roll out the ball. You can say, "Oh, we're gonna roll out the ball and we can win it with anybody." No, when they actually look good, when the Nets actually look good, it was Ime Udoka and Mike Dan Antonio was on the coaching staff. When they were gone, no.
So,
Yeah.
so what y'all are saying is that we're transitioning from the super team with the 3 people into this super max contract age where, hey, as long as I'm getting my money, I can go play with anybody as long as I get this cash.
Yeah.
It's called a Bradley Beal era.
Right. Yeah, he's exactly right.
He
He's
got
exactly
paid.
right. But then, you have
Give me
you
my
have
money.
you have the teams that that just draft well and know how to build. You have teams like Golden State. You have teams like Boston, Milwaukee,
Yeah, Milwaukee did it.
even Phoenix. Even Phoenix. Although I'm kind of disappointed at how things are turning out there. Maybe they swing a trade for KD.
It stinks
But-
at the top. It stinks at the top.
Yeah.
Everything under the GM is good. It stinks at the top.
Yeah. But you have those teams that that have these good GMs, these great GMs that know how to draft, know how to build rosters, and I mean that in and of itself is the hope for some of these smaller teams, some of these traditionally less fortunate teams, loser teams, if you will. One team, shout out Sean, one team that was on the up and up before they gave Zion a max deal was the New Orleans Pelicans.
Hey, look, Kendrick Perkins apologized to us, man. But look, I hear what y'all saying.
I got that big old Hancock around your neck like a noose.
see, oh man.
Oh man.
See, but look, I hear what y'all saying, man.
That buttery
Hey,
barbecue
look,
flavored
ain't no Popeye's chicken.
Hancock noose.
Hey man, that give the collard greens flavor, man. But look here. See, I hear what y'all saying, man. But so y'all talking about doing it the correct way through the draft. You have very few teams that have a good front office that's able to do that. But and then B Wig, you mentioned some of these, mediocre loser teams which are in small markets, right? So how do you think there's a way that David Silver can level the playing field where you don't have to worry about getting a big 3? You don't have to worry about signing a huge supermax contract to keep, a core team together. Is there a way to balance that in today's NBA?
Well, they're trying. They're trying. I mean, you got the play-in tournament now, they're hoping for a Cinderella story that they're not going to get.
I got
Never
you.
gonna
I
get.
got you.
I mean, they're trying. They like the NFL. The worst record gets the highest draft pick.
Mm-hmm.
They're giving all these bottom feeder teams chances, but they're bottom feeder teams for a reason.
Yes.
They don't. I mean, the owners of these teams stink. They stink. And bad owners hire bad GMs. Bad GMs put together bad rosters. So
Yes.
I mean, you're gonna be looking at more of the same, unfortunately.
Yes. Shout out to Michael Jordan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, B, when you said steak, man, the way you put emphasis on steak made me think about Jerry's car, man. He couldn't get rid of that.
Hey, speaking of Michael Jordan, remember, because y'all all in this area, remember when he came to the Wizards, as an owner? He came to the Wizards as an owner / GM, but then when he played, he gave up the ownership.
Yep.
And then he thought he was going to get it back, and Abe Pollin said no. And I remember a lot of people, especially Michael Wilbon, saying, they're going to regret it. Watch, they're going to regret it. And Michael Jordan has owned the Charlotte Bobcats / Hornets for over a decade. And Abe Pollin, in his grave, it's like, no, I didn't regret it. He is terrible. He is terrible. And this is how terrible he is. He stopped being friends with Charles Barkley because Charles Barkley told the truth that you stink at your job. And that's my little shot at him. Speaking of which, I have yet to see The Last Dance.
And look, you
2 years later.
Look, money came up in that too. Money came up in that too about the way Jordan liked to gamble and would bet people in the locker room.
Yeah.
And like after the game, they playing craps and cards and stuff. I'm like, I know.
Yeah. But here's the thing about back to the crappy teams. A lot of crappy teams. So half the league, after the KD thing, reached out to the Nets and tried to offer a package. Half the team called. The other half of the NBA are going to tank because they want the kid from France. Because if you are a crappy team or you're in a small market, the draft is the only way. Look at Memphis. The reason Memphis isn't a big city. New Orleans isn't a big city, but they landed Zion, who we already said it. And Memphis got Ja. He giving Black Jesus now he called himself. And he's giving out $500 tips, but he can because he's that good. And now you see the team around him, and you're like, well, look at Memphis.
Okay, we're gonna pivot right here. Since you were talking about you got some of the draft and this and mediocre teams, and we're gonna look at this college football thing.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
With the name, image, and likeness. And now you see all these conferences jumping ship to come to this conference. And like I said in the text earlier, man, this is about money.
Always.
It's in these colleges, and like I said, in my opinion, there's going to be 2 super conferences.
Yep.
And probably within those 2 super conferences, there will be 6 or 7 teams that's going to be in the top 10. And I pulled up some numbers. Like the Big Ten made the most last year. The Big Ten made $769 million.
Yep.
SEC made $729 million. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Yeah. Look, man, that's like almost $2 billion right there.
Yeah.
But and we were talking about the draft. They're building these 2 super conferences and all these conferences jumping, for the money and with the name, image, and likeness. Do you all think this helps the athlete? Because they're making money for the college. They're going to get paid while they're in college. Does it help them by making millions in college versus staying 2 to 3 years, then going to the pros and making that money?
Well, now they got the NIL, so
yeah,
I think it kind of helps the players. They got, like that one kid from who was at Ohio State got $1 million in NIL money and then transferred to Texas. Sucks for him because what's the name? Manning went over there, so he's gonna take his time.
Oh yeah, Arch Manning, yeah.
Yeah.
And then B, just like because Braden's a young kid, so Name, image, and likeness. By the time Braden was like 15, 16, he gets ready to graduate. Nike was like, Braden, we're going to give you a deal, to promote our stuff. $2 million right out of high school. Would you let him take it or say, no, you're going to go to college, Braden? You're going to get a degree.
It depends on what my lawyer says. It depends
Lawyer
on what he
agent?
says. Yeah, look here. Look at this. Look, this is what Nike's saying. Is it good or bad? Should we do it or not? Because here's the thing. Education is going to be there.
Yep.
College ain't going nowhere.
Jerome Bettis just graduated from Notre Dame. Dude left in 94.
Yeah, exactly. College isn't going nowhere. That's an opportunity that will be there.
Mm-hmm.
The opportunity to educate yourself will always be there. This opportunity here will not be.
No.
And only a very minute percentage of players get this opportunity. So when it comes, I'm all for it.
And the opportunity is based on your athletic ability. And that can stay or it could go. And so get that money.
Wow. Okay.
Because
and what you just said, K-Man, that's why they're doing a super conference. What you just said, K-Man.
I ain't got no problem with individuals trying to set up their family. Don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Education comes in many forms.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need a 4-year degree. You don't need a 2-year degree. Education comes in many forms. But money, generational money, generational freedom, that's that don't come around all the time.
Dude,
yeah, but
with the way teams are handing out money these days, I mean, we just talked about it. Look at look at Darius Garland. He made one All-Star game, and he got 193 million could be worth 231. I'm not saying the dude is not that good, but he ain't generational. He just got generational money.
Yes, he made more money. He made more money. Just when you think about it. Now, I know it's a different time and inflation and all that other stuff, but when you go numbers, you go, he's made more in one contract than Michael Jordan has ever made, or Magic Johnson, or Hakeem Olajuwon, or insert 80s, 90s player who is top 50. Made more than we're gonna say Robert Parrish. But I'm just saying, it's just no.
Sean stupid.
Yeah.
So look, so
yeah, I saw it.
So what y'all? This is what y'all are telling me. Like I said, with the super conference, name and likeness, all these money is going to be out there. So
yeah,
you guys are going against years of tradition of hands saying education is first.
Yes,
the money will be there when you get your education.
Really?
Yes. So there's nothing. Look, stop with all the tradition stuff. There's nothing that says you got to go straight to school after you get out of high school. Why are you rushing? Why are you rushing in all that debt? No
offense. You thought all those players at Florida State and Miami in the 80s and 90s actually went to class? They're not going to Michigan. There's a reason why people don't go to Michigan. There's a reason why people don't go to Notre Dame. Because of the academic requirements that come to go to those schools.
Notre Dame is. But here's the thing. I know y'all heard the rumors back in the day, man, that some of these players were taking these knitting classes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Schedule fillers.
Yeah.
Syllabus fillers.
There's a reason why. There's a reson why a lot of players didn't go to Duke in the 90s. Academic requirements. And then once they got the one and done, okay, then you're going to only have to go to class for a little bit, and then you don't have to worry about the second semester because you're bouncing.
Yeah.
So, like, all right, cool. My issue with the thing is we're creating a bunch of haves and have-nots. The minute USC and UCLA said they're going to the Big Ten, UCLA said they're going to the Big Ten. And then now you hear that the SEC is going after Florida and Clemson. Like, you're going to get all these big schools, and then South Carolina's going to be nothing. Yeah. Iowa's going to be nothing. Because it's just going to be, in the SEC, it's still going to be Alabama, Georgia,
A&M,
LSU. That's right. Texas is coming over there now. Yeah. Oklahoma.
They said North Carolina, Florida State, Clemson, and Virginia
Yeah. No,
all talking about joining the SEC.
no,
Virginia's
I will
Virginia's dumb to
say,
go there.
I will say for Florida State, a school that's kind of rebuilding their football recruiting
Mm-hmm.
program, it could benefit them. They could possibly make a name for themselves in a conference like the SEC. Teams like North Carolina, school like North Carolina, that's getting a lot of big recruits now on both football and basketball, but even on football, they're getting a lot of big recruits. So they're a school that could possibly make a name for themselves nationally in a conference like the SEC.
But
I'm gonna tell you.
go ahead.
Go ahead, K man. Go ahead.
No, my issue is like this. We're all this is for football. It kills basketball. It diminishes basketball.
Yeah.
Because the SEC is still a football school, and no one gives a damn about their basketball program. So
Yeah.
North Carolina being in the SEC is trash. It's just like how the Big East screwed themselves by adding all the football teams.
Yeah.
And what they broke them up. That started this whole thing 20 some odd years ago.
I'm gonna tell you why these schools are rushing to join the SEC. Number one is for money.
Yeah.
Number two, TV time.
Yep.
And a close number two is because of the rich talent pool that's across the South, from Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, and parts of like Georgia, parts of South Carolina. For North Carolina to try to come down and do that, I don't understand that. And like for Virginia, I don't get that one.
Miami
like,
should not go. Miami should not go there. Miami's going to be they're going to get walked over.
Yeah.
Virginia and North Carolina should stick from maybe South Carolina all the way up a little bit into Pennsylvania. But
look, all this, the ACC getting broken up, this is their fault. Because you should have not let Maryland go. You should have fought for Maryland. Because, no offense, Brandon, the media market down in North Carolina is nothing compared to the DC metro area. And and then letting Rutgers go, that's New York City and Jersey. That's like what?
But look,
20 million?
Yeah.
Hey, look, K-Man, to your point about Rutgers, I was when I got the text from you, I looked it up, and some guy, I forgot the guy's name, man. He was on the Athletic? He was saying for USC and UCLA to join the Big 12, just think about them playing Rutgers. What's the distance?
Yeah. Someone said, I heard that it's
It's like 3,000.
It's closer for Rutgers to get to Iceland than it is to get to LA. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
And then think about this, man. You got to think about
the equipment trucks.
Exactly. Then here's the most important thing. You got to think about the time difference.
Oh yeah.
Somebody going from Rutgers all the way across to play in California. Man, jet lag, they're going to be all over the place.
Yeah, and these are kids. These ain't grown men. These are kids.
Yeah.
So you're asking kids to do this.
And also, and here's the worst part about it.
What?
After that happened, there are teams who the other schools say, get away from us. Like Oregon and Washington wanted to be in the Big Ten, and the Big Ten said, go fly.
Yeah, that wasn't the fly day. That wasn't
and then now, you know who's the big prize now? Notre Dame.
Oh, yeah. Notre Dame.
Yeah, you can't be independent no more. You can't be independent no more. Nah.
Nope.
Just like
nope.
Just like I think Notre Dame is still independent. No, they played in the ACC last year.
But they're still kind of independent. But they need to stop that. You need to join either. Most likely they probably will join the Big Ten because it just makes more sense.
I think Brigham Young is independent.
Not anymore.
Oh, they're not?
Not anymore. No, they're
BYU. That's
in the Mountain West.
They're Big 12. They're the Big
12, I think. Yeah, Big 12.
Oh, okay.
Oh, speaking of the Big 12, Jesus. Speaking of dead.
Oh,
the minute they took Texas and Oklahoma, is like,
that was
what do you have? What do you have?
That was it. You know what? That reminded me back in the day. I know y'all probably remember, man, because I'm a big college football fan. when the Southwestern Conference broke up, because before there was the Big Eight, the Big
Mm-hmm.
Ten. There was the Big Eight, the Big Ten. That was it.
Yeah, when actually 10, they only had 10 teams. Yeah.
Yeah, the Big Eight broke up, and somehow they became the Big 12 when they
Mm-hmm.
got some more schools in. Because a lot of them schools left, and because there was another conference called the Southwestern Conference that had
Mm-hmm.
some teams that broke up.
Yeah.
Now
This
I
screws up.
feel
This gonna screw up the NCAA tournament. I mean, this is all money.
I feel bad for a conference like it used to be Conference USA. I forgot what it's called now. I think it's called the
Oh,
All American Conference now. I
yeah.
feel bad for schools like that. Because that conference had a bunch of schools in it that probably won't get the notoriety on TV. They
Yeah.
won't get the TV deals.
No, no.
Mm-hmm.
The ACC is dead because ESPN's trying to void their contract.
That's
So,
messed up.
so now they gotta. So once again, they the Big East adding football, the ACC letting what's name go. If they should have just stayed basketball schools, let the football do what they got to do. But no, everybody chasing that football money, and
Exactly.
this was what comes with it. You're gonna get swallowed up. You just
The-
no one's gonna go to your games. You know you're not gonna get no good recruits, and you're just gonna be. And now people can't make fun of Alabama for playing
and
Prairie View, anything like that.
and
Right.
They're just gonna play
here's the sad thing.
South
Play the
Carolina.
ACC teams.
Here's the sad thing. There were only two conferences last year in college football that made money. Everybody else lost millions of dollars.
Yes.
The SEC made an extra amount of money, and the Big Ten made an extra amount of money. So that should be a sign right there. That should be a
Oh.
sign right there, man. All right, so look here. Yeah. Y'all brought up this crap here, man.
What?
NFL training camp preview. Come on,
What?
man.
I mean, they started in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
And the Panthers got a new starting quarterback.
Yep.
Man, what? Yeah, let's start with that first. Training camp. How do you think he's going to do in the Panthers training camp against Sam Darnold? You think he can beat Sam Darnold?
Yes.
Yes.
Baker Mayfield is a better quarterback than Sam Darnold. That's,
Baker Mayfield woke up out of bed and he beat Sam Darnold in the competition. Like,
absolutely.
And didn't they hold on? And look, the Panthers drafted the guy from Mississippi, Matt Corral, who's man, dude can run, he can pass. He's a little bit reckless. To me, he's like Baker Mayfield 2.0 because when I watched him all throughout when he played at Mississippi, dude's a gambler.
Yeah, he is,
Kenny
but
Rogers.
he needs time. He needs 3 or 4 years of good development. Too bad, a good QB coach in Matt Rule, he won't be there too much longer. So
yeah. So that's why
I just hope the next coach that he has knows how to develop quarterbacks.
Yeah, because that's what I feel about Baker. Like, don't judge him on this year because this coach is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Baker's been in the league like 4 years, 5 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this will be his fourth season.
But fifth
season.
Yeah, I think it's fifth. Yeah.
And 2018 draft. But they had a lot of instability.
That was my point. That
Cleveland.
point, man. Yeah.
From the GM, because the GM who brought him in was not the GM who traded him. Same thing with the head coaches.
And B Wig, you kind of hit the nail on the head, man. When you were talking about give him 3, possibly 2 to 3 years in a stable front office, a stable environment to develop. Baker Mayfield didn't have that.
No, and he won't have it now, at least for another year or two.
Now, you know who did have it? The dude who was drafted, number 10 in that draft? Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Oh,
Steadiness. And look at him now.
I watch a lot of college football, man. I watched him when he was at Wyoming, and I told y'all when he came out, I said, dude is good. Dude is good. I watched him, and the only way I got to saw some of the Wyoming games, of course, was late at night.
Yeah.
Like at 10:30
Right.
on ESPN and FS1 and stuff. They'll show them late games, and
Mhm.
when I watched him the first time, I was down his about to fall asleep, and I watched him make this difficult throw, and it kind of woke me up. I'm like, okay, Josh Allen. I said nobody's really gonna get to see this dude because he's in Wyoming, but I said I said whatever team draft him, he's gonna be really good for him. Give him some
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So
Pax,
so
Paxton Lynch screwed me.
Mm.
hey K
Because
man, I was coming to you.
that experience scarred Elway, but also it goes to show you how Elway wasn't a good GM, but whatever. And but they did. It was a difference between them. Yes, they both were raw, but somebody had the hunger. Somebody wanted to be
So
great, and
so
somebody wanted to play 2K and Fortnite.
And
so
I am
so
so glad that John Elway put Jerry Jones out of his misery with that draft because Jerry Jones was going after
Yep,
Paxton Lynch.
yep.
Jerry Jones did not want Dak Prescott.
Nope,
Jerry
nope.
Jones wanted Paxton Lynch.
yep.
That I do know.
Paxton Lynch, Paxton Lynch, who's now in the USFL, which will probably fold,
Yeah.
And
and
look,
then
and,
he'll try to try out for the XFL.
and B, I told you about Prescott, and I told you I said Dak Prescott is a good quarterback, man. Watched him at Mississippi State. I hated the fact that he was from my state, Louisiana, and went to Mississippi State. I was hating on him. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm like,
He
dude, why
probably,
would you leave the state and go to Mississippi State? But
because he probably wasn't recruited. Mississippi
Yeah.
State.
could be. But when I watched the Mississippi State, I watched his mechanics. I said, dude is pretty decent. I said, put him in the right team in the right situation. I said, I can see him making a difference. If he has
Yeah.
the proper
And,
training.
and I I credit Jason Garrett
What?
with a lot of
What?
not
What?
as
I-
as
no,
his
no, sir. You started the statement off that said, I credit Jason Garrett. Whatever you said after that means nothing. You said your first
It's
statement.
null and void.
No,
Listen.
no.
Listen, Dak Prescott didn't develop himself. He had the privilege of having a former QB in Jason Garrett develop him an ancient but good offensive mind in Scott Linehan, and they helped develop this man. Now that may be the reason why he's just now, kind of learning how to read defenses a little bit. That may explain his shortcomings in that area. But
That was the knock on him coming out of college.
yeah, and it's still a knock on him. Did you see him in the playoffs? So, he and I don't know how we got on him, but he's
We're not We're not live on YouTube.
oh no.
Okay, well, I'll just post it anyway.
Yeah. But he he's back to the it's kind of back to the drawing board. He got his money. And unfortunately he got hurt. He wasn't right last year. He had a calf strain. So now there's no excuse. So
Okay, B.
You already know what I feel. Look,
Hold on, K man. B. That being said, have you seen any footage of your team at training camp, and how does Dak look in training camp right now?
I haven't watched anything.
No.
Okay.
I haven't watched anything. I haven't watched any team bonding moments on Instagram. I haven't watched any QB to wide receiver throws on the beach and all this offseason stuff. I haven't watched any of that, and I haven't watched any of it on purpose. I want to go into this season just with zero expectations. Zero expectations. I don't want to see anything. I don't want to see training camp practices. I don't want to read training camp articles. All I'm concerned with is, are my guys healthy? If my guys are healthy, then that's all I'm concerned with until the preseason.
All right, K man, I'm coming at you, K man.
Shoot.
Have you watched any of the Broncos training camp? And who's going to be the starting quarterback, K man?
You just asked that question?
Yeah, I did.
That caught me off.
Because I saw Sierra doing a gritty on the White House lawn.
Woo. Oh man, I've watched a little bit. You know, as Brandon calls me sometimes, Dark Cloud. I don't want to get overhyped. You know, we're gonna be better, and the starting quarterback is going to be one Russell Wilson.
Okay.
And but you know, some people are talking stupid. Like, what's his name? I can't think of his name. Wide receiver said Super Bowl or bust. I'm like, what? You ain't made the playoffs in 6 years. How you going Super Bowl and bust? What are you talking about?
You tell me not Cortland Sutton.
No, the other one. Not Jerry Jeudy
Oh,
either.
I know you're talking about. I know you're talking about the guy from Penn State.
Yeah. So just like
Tim
Patrick.
Tim Patrick, yeah.
I'm just like, what are you talking about? So no.
So look, so
my training camp preview is, you know,
I got you.
No one gets hurt.
I got you. Because K-Man, you know I'm coming for you. You just said I don't want to get overhyped. What would make you get overhyped? What have you seen that would make you get kind of overhyped? Other than Russell Wilson,
him throwing touchdowns against, you know, actually throwing touchdowns in minicamp and against good defenders, you know, completing passes. Not, oh, he looked up and down, which has been the story of minicamps, training camps for the Denver Broncos quarterbacks for 6 seasons. Ooh, he looks up and down. He had a good day. No, it's just, you know, what I'm hearing is like, I'm just, you know, but I'm hearing leadership, consistency, those type of things, which I've not heard in the last 6 years since Peyton left. So those type of things. So I'm trying to tamper my expectation because I always just look. I think the issue with some people when they always look at their team, and you got to look at your opponents, your conference, and the AFC West is a monster.
Yeah, it is.
It's a monster from every division.
Every team,
with exception of the South. Every division is a monster, and our division might be the monsters of monsters. So
that's what I'm talking about, K-Man.
So I am tampering, but not even look. The AFC East with Buffalo and New England, the North with Baltimore and Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And then you know we got us, the AFC West. So yeah, tampering.
Yeah,
tampering.
Yeah. That's a good point. You should look at the other teams. Yeah.
I'm the same way, man. Like I can't. Yeah, I hate the Eagles, but I can't ignore what the Eagles did in the draft. I gotta see Jordan Davis twice a year. I gotta see Nakobe Dean twice a year. I'm not looking forward to that. You know, I'm not looking forward to that. They got the center of the future behind Jason Kelsey. So, you know, they had a really good draft for a change.
Yeah.
So, you know, in years past, I'm like, yeah, screw the Eagles. Cowboys on top. No, it's not like that anymore.
It's not that. And look, B, I give the Eagles a slight edge over y'all. Unless
I mean, you ain't gotta go that far, but I'm just saying.
I wouldn't go that far. I mean, quarterback is still an issue.
You gotta notice them though. You gotta notice them, and you have to respect what they've done in the offseason up until this point.
Yes, and then the rest of the conference, you know, I mean, look, the Lions aren't gonna win that many games, but they're gonna be feisty, and they're gonna do what they got to do. I mean, the Giants, we don't know. They changed everything, so we don't know about them.
Who had a good draft as well.
So, and then, you know, the Falcons are tanking. Carolina is a mess, but you know, Tampa and New Orleans.
And for our training camp, I watched a few videos. Tyrann Mathieu been doing some good stuff on defense. He looked like he's going to be not say he's going to be a surprise. I haven't heard anything about Michael Thomas. I've heard Jameis Winston's been throwing well without the brace on his leg.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the thing that's going to hurt us is this Alvin Kamara situation that happened out in Vegas. All his stuff is still up in the air. He might get suspended, you know.
So, all right. Y'all remember a few seasons ago when Zeke pretty much got suspended for nothing?
Yeah.
I'm gonna need them to keep that same energy with Alvin. Keep the same energy. 6 games. Get them up out of here.
Oh, man. Yeah, and that's been a lot of the talk and chatter around the Saints is are we going to have Alvin Kamara? Because
Yeah.
obviously he's a big part of the offense.
Yes.
But from a defensive perspective, we're looking good for the first time I heard people say at safety and corner, which I'm hoping the rumors are true. I'm hoping, but only time will tell.
Hey, somebody calm Baltimore getting $41 million out of him, so he gone.
Hey.
And they just signed Baltimore just signed Justin Houston like it was a big deal. I guess in 2010 it was.
Exactly.
That was another debate, man, because Lamar Jackson hadn't been in training camp or something. It was something, I don't know if it was OTAs or something he hadn't been in, but then he showed up and everybody went wild. Harbaugh was like, "Oh yeah, he's here. He's been working out." And in my mind, I'm like, dude, Lamar, what are you doing? Why are you taking so long to show up? It was like he ghosted the media, wasn't really responding to
He won his contract.
Yeah.
He won his contract, and
he want to get paid, huh?
And his owner said it at the owners' meeting. He said Deshaun Watson's contract makes it a little difficult for us. And mind
He did
you,
say that.
Lamar doesn't have an agent.
Yeah.
So Lamar is going to go say, "Hey, me healthy, I'm a problem." And besides, what do you got on me? Not getting vaxxed. That's the only thing that you got on me, unlike the other guy. But give me my money, and so there's going to be some problems.
Yeah, and the further and further away we get from 2020, the less weight that this "you're not vaxxed" argument is going to have.
Yeah, true. Ain't lying about that one. But the thing is that, and one of my coworkers just said that he had COVID. He caught it like Tuesday, but because he was vaccinated, it hasn't been bad at all. He said he's had like a fever for half a day, something like that.
Yeah.
And other than that, he said he's been fine.
The variants are becoming more and more contagious, but they are weaker and weaker,
less severe.
Exactly. That's what happens when a virus mutates. Yeah.
Yeah. And because you don't hear people talking about vaccines that much, is because the United States we're over 65 or over 65% vaccinated, and in the rest of the world, a lot of these stuff was coming from where? South Africa, India, stuff like that. But those places are starting to get vaccinated. So, now China's having a problem, but I heard they're having an issue because their vaccine is weak, and they don't want to.
Yeah,
and they don't want to give Moderna and Pfizer that guap.
Yeah, exactly. And there's so many of them over there.
Yes.
I mean, COVID's still parlaying over there.
And you keep shutting down doing no COVID stuff and shutting everything down. And all Pfizer and Moderna is looking as like baby. Hey, it's gonna come up that money. Sooner or later. And look, it ain't working for you, player. It's gonna come up that money.
Exactly.
Speaking of money, my team got the richest owner in sports.
And look, K-Man,
he got his own money. He got his own money.
My thing is, how the discounts gonna be?
Welcome to Walmart.
Yeah, I know how the discounts gonna be.
Welcome to Walmart.
I don't know.
Look, so K-Man, it's gonna be so it's gonna be Black Friday every day.
In Denver,
at Walmart. Yeah. I bet you Walmart come out with a black card and give it to select people that get the deals.
The
Black Friday card.
The whole move was not about. It's about building a
brand.
He wants to build like a Waltonville.
Yeah,
something near the airport. Stan Kroenke is his cousin-in-law.
They got that in Arkansas, man. Walmart is in Bentonville.
Who owns the Nuggets and the Avs, who just won a championship. They want to put like some kind of mega complex over by the airport. Because
And what's
look,
stopping him?
no, because
I guess nobody be.
supposedly he's gonna pull the Stan Kroenke move, and he's gonna buy the land himself and build it himself, which means he gets all the revenue himself.
When I heard that move was done, when I heard when you mentioned it, K man, and I said watch, I said yeah, Walmart gonna get that joint. All right, I said they already got the capital.
Yeah, for real. they rich.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And look, and if you look at the family, it's about three to five of them.
Right.
It's like I know there's a sister. I know there's like two brothers.
Mm-hmm. One died, I think. One died an airplane crash or something like that.
Yeah.
Because when I it was years ago when I looked them up, I'm like, damn, this is a huge family affair, man. They got everything going up in this joint.
Yeah, because I never really paid attention to Walmart's structure, but finding out that two brothers created, the what's the name, and then their kids, ran the thing. And Rob was the chairman. His son-in-law, who's also his partner in this, now the current chairman. So it's just like, this is a family affair.
You know the head guy was Sam, who started the whole thing, and that's why they got Sam's Club, which is always usually close to a Walmart.
Yep.
Always within a mile or two.
Ain't that a trip? I ain't think about that, man, until I looked at the article years ago, and then I noticed it, and I was driving around this area. I'm like, man, okay.
Because I think what he's doing is what other people are trying to do. There was a whole host of rich people trying to buy this team. And the dude who owns the Sixers said to the trust, "Hey, I'll give you $5 billion for it, but will it be the winning bid?" And the trust was like, "Nah," because they knew Rob was just gonna come on top. And now the guy Harris is like, "I'm gonna buy a team." Why? It's because sports betting. Sports betting is the thing. Yeah. So, still opportunities. LA sisters suing so they can force a sale. People still keep an eye on what's going on with the Commanders, Washington Football Club, and no one really knows what's going on in Seattle. And I think that's what Bezos waiting for. Bezos waiting for, because he's on homes in LA, Seattle, and Washington. He's waiting for one of those to come up so he can drop his bread.
Yeah, but the thing is about him, man, Amazon is buying so much freaking property in this area. It's ridiculous, dude.
Yeah.
It is crazy. They're building something out here where I'm at, man. This like huge another like warehouse place. Then I just heard they bought another place somewhere like in Loudoun County. And I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, why?
Hey.
Y'all remember the old y'all remember where off of on Potomac Yards where they used to be the Safeway? They bought that. They just that's gonna be a center. And right behind it, they're building a Subway.
Yeah,
Meta's doing the same thing, especially in this area. They're getting ready to put something out in Durham.
Yeah. Microsoft is building a campus in Atlanta. A lot of people move. Yeah, so it's just like,
what you call them, move their headquarters here, man. I think it's Boeing. Boeing moved their headquarters to this area, and I'm trying to, but you know why? They're trying to get their money, government contracts. That's all that is.
Yeah. They see how Northram's going. They see how SEIC,
Lockheed Martin,
and stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
They want to get that defense bread. Yeah.
I'm thinking that's what your boy Bezos is thinking about, putting a lot of Amazon stuff around here.
Well,
they got these government contracts.
He already has AWS all over through the government.
Yeah, true that, because that's one of the things we use.
Yeah, so it's just like a lot of these owners, they got to look at themselves and say, all right, if I die, the tax implications are going to be so much. What should I just sell now? Because a lot of these tech billionaires are just stalking, because this is a way, whether you're hey, after a certain point you're just buying stuff so the value can go up, and the NFL team is going to go up. I mean, I mean, we still don't know who's going to get the Sunday ticket, and that's a big boon to NFL
Yeah,
owners.
Yep.
So it's just
that's
like
gonna be a ton of money there.
Amazon
That's
got
gonna-
Sunday ticket. I mean, Amazon
Thursday
got
night.
Thursday night. I think
Thursday night.
I think Apple might get the Sunday ticket. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Man.
Yep.
I'm thinking
And
somebody's
gambling?
somebody's going to link up with the NBA. I don't know who it's going to be, but somebody's going to link up with the NBA
What do you mean?
and
Well-
get one of them huge. I know ABC kind of did something with ESPN and all that crap, but somebody like one of like Amazon or like Apple or something. Watch.
Well,
Oh.
I know the NBA they I know they have something with Google because you know you can get
Google- that
you can
Google
get
TV?
you can get NBA League Pass through YouTube TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
after
right.
that.
Yeah,
Because
right.
wasn't Google like the sponsor of the NBA Finals on
YouTube TV.
Yeah,
Yeah.
YouTube. Yeah, so yeah, right that right there.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. Look,
This is another version of the streaming wars. This is
Yeah.
gonna be another version of the streaming wars, and that's why people are trying to get their foothold into a NBA or NFL or hockey's starting to get MLB. You're trying to get the foothold.
soccer.
Yeah.
If you're a legacy owner, you got to look at that and like, all right, maybe I can cash out
Yeah.
because I don't know
That's
if I'm rich enough to pay the taxes that's going to happen if I pass and try to give to my kids.
Yep.
That's what another thing. I know at the top is NFL, then NBA, and hockey. I'm not sure what happened to MLB. I don't know what the heck they doing.
MLB Sunday Night Baseball is on
ESPN.
Apple?
Yeah.
Oh, no, Apple.
It is.
No, Apple. Yeah.
Apple.
Apple. Yeah. It's
Apple.
on
Okay.
Apple TV.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they come for everything. And then let's circle back to college football. What if Netflix makes a run at buying a TV package or something like that? Maybe Netflix say, okay, all the also rans who come together in the ACC or the Big 12, we're gonna buy you. We're gonna have a TV package.
The only reason I would say the only reason I could see Netflix not doing that is they're already under heat because they keep raising their prices.
Right.
So if they were to do something like this, and think about it, this is Netflix, this ain't Apple. Apple got money for days.
Yeah, that's true. Damn.
This is Netflix. If they acquire streaming rights to sports or whatever, price gonna have to go up again.
Yeah.
And that's only gonna push more people to services like Apple TV Plus, like Amazon Prime, and Amazon
That's
Prime
my
Video,
next
like
thing,
those.
man. That was what I was gonna say, B. I can see Amazon. I don't know if Amazon had the balls enough to go at the Big 10 or SEC, to try and say, hey, look,
They bought it.
We can
They
give
bought
you a better
MGM.
deal.
They bought MGM Studios. They got the balls.
Hey, who needs balls when you have billions?
Yeah.
They both start with B, right?
Yeah. They can easily make a run. They can easily make a run. They can easily make a run.
Just think how that would look.
Right.
Yep.
Ooh,
And then people would pay extra money for Amazon Prime because all the other features of Amazon Prime. So
Yeah.
ooh, boy.
because
Hey,
that 139 came out, I was like, what is this?
Yeah. But shout out to ESPN Plus, because the only reason why it ain't dead is because it's packaged with Hulu and Disney Plus.
Absolutely. I tried my best. I called them. I was like, "Is there a way I can get a package with just Hulu and Disney Plus?"
Disney.
They're like, "No, but you get ESPN." I don't want ESPN. All right, I don't want it. I don't want to hear. God, that network was built on sports writers, and what it is now,
Back in the day. Yeah.
what it is now is just also rans. I was just talking about. Do we have a bunch of people on this network who never really did anything? Well,
Yeah.
not they did stuff, but they were not great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were good, but they weren't great. But they comment and critique and denigrate players who are great.
Yes.
And
That's
you're
what I have a
right.
problem with.
If you look at all the majority of the personalities on ESPN, they were majority sports writers. And you're right, the majority of them weren't that great. I give you that one. Yeah.
I mean, I still remember that Ryan, what's his name?
Clark.
Yeah, Ryan Clark.
Yeah.
And I seen that clip, that clip of him and them talking about, man, how does Sierra dump Future for Russell Wilson? Why are you clocking? Why you care about what a woman does and her happiness? I'm like, this don't make no sense. Cause you don't cause I would never all you telling me, that whole conversation, all you telling me is y'all want to date Future. If that's fine, that's fine. Go get some Molly and Percocet. That's fine.
Right.
That's fine. Why are you commenting on it made no sense to me. How is this a sports conversation? But that's what it is. It's all clickbait stuff.
Yeah.
So you can watch the whole thing. I'm like, all right, I get it, but I'm not gonna fall for it.
That's why Stephen A. That's why Stephen A. takes millions of dollars a year from ESPN to act a fool on social media and
exactly
and
on TV.
Yeah.
I be wanting to slap the mess out of him, man.
Because my thing is this: when the Cowboys lose, he posted the video. Like, homie, who is your team?
Exactly.
Who is your do you care about the team that you root for?
I don't know if it's the Giants. I don't know if it's the Jets.
You know what it is? It's the Steelers. No one knows that.
Steelers,
He spends all of his time dumping on the Cowboys.
But brags about how he did so much stuff in Philadelphia for so many years.
It's like if you're not an Eagles fan or whatever they're calling themselves,
Jets or Giants fan,
or Giants fan, why do you care so much about the Cowboys? Why?
Maybe because he went to Winston-Salem State and he was a closet Redskin fan. He didn't like the Cowboys. I don't know.
He doesn't care about the Cowboys. He just cares about the check that he gets for talking about the Cowboys.
Exactly.
That's what it's about.
That's like ESPN. Like the ESPN, if the Jets could make them money, they would talk about the Jets. If some team could make them, the Cowboys talking about them gets their fans riled up. Y'all fall for the con, and y'all watch and ooh, what did they say about us? And just they're no ones.
Yeah. You speak of the Jets. The Greenberg favorite team is the Jets, and he knows every year they're going to be terrible. And he talks about how they're going to do stuff when the season starts, and it gets laughs, it gets ratings, it's hilarious. The same reason you guys just mentioned how Stephen A. talks about the Cowboys. As soon as they lose, he has the hat on and the cigar. He's talking like he's from the country.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I guess that's where we're with TV nowadays.
That's what we are with TV now.
But this goes to show you this goes to show you how much about money it really is. I think it was maybe shortly after the draft, Stephen A. he posted a video about the Cowboys. It was fancy, had good editing or whatever. But Jerry Jones came back and had it spliced up and cut it to where Stephen A. was talking good about the Cowboys. But all in all, it's about money. Jerry Jones seen an opportunity to get eyeballs on him, get eyeballs on his team.
Have his team talked about on the off season.
Yeah, exactly.
On the 4-letter.
Yeah.
It's a game.
Jersey sales go up.
Yeah.
Merchandise sales go up. I mean,
and it's repetitive. And now you see it on Shannon and Skip. Shannon always Shannon don't care about the Cowboys. His hatred is for the Raiders and the Chiefs and maybe the Steelers because he's a Raven. But it's about, as you said, money.
Yeah. And now look, man. Let's be real. Can we blame these guys? They're getting the money. They're feeding their family. They're taking care of their families. They're building generational wealth, right? Then y'all guys say that it's about getting the money, right?
Listen. They're good at what they do.
They do.
They're great at what they do. and I would never, ever knock another grown man's hustle. But don't try to sell me on the idea that you're an educated sportscaster when you're just entertainment with a sportscaster cloak on.
Yeah. Look.
That's my problem.
Look. I don't find them useful at all. But if I could get one of them on the show, you think I wouldn't? You think I wouldn't dance?
Exactly.
You think I wouldn't dance for them clicks? Come on now. Come on now. Come on now.
Bro,
because you know what?
I want to top hat and all.
I want to feed my family too.
Yeah.
Oh God, no.
I'd be bojangling like Herschel Walker out here.
I watched an episode of Jesus and Meryl with Denzel, and Denzel, they asked him about like some of the movies, like hey, it wasn't him, it was Michael B. Jordan. He's like, sometimes these movies, is it for the check or is it for art? Like sometimes it's for the check player. I ain't gonna lie, it's for the check. And I'm like, I get it.
I respect that.
I respect that.
But you would never know it because he brings the same energy. He brings the same craft to every project.
Yes.
Let's be honest. What was the movie that he had recently on Apple TV? It was a black and white movie.
Oh, the Macbeth thing.
Yeah, Macbeth. The tragedy of Macbeth. Who even knew that was a thing?
Yeah.
I mean, really?
Yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah. He probably got a meal for that. But
y'all don't watch Shakespeare? You don't know what Shakespeare is.
But they make an Equalizer 3. Like no one asked for it, but they make an Equalizer 3.
Yeah.
That's a check. Because he'll tell you it's called show business. I seen that on Samuel Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Samuel Jackson's all about checks.
Always.
And I ain't mad at him because for a part of the early part of his career, he was on drugs and he probably missed a lot of movies because of his habit and probably because he couldn't get insured. So it's about them checks. I get it.
Yep.
I get it. And if you know it's about that, then it's fine. But those people who get all riled up and get into it, y'all part of the hustle, and that's what they get y'all. Because I got a friend who will send me, hey, what do you think about da-da-da? I was like, stop watching ESPN. These questions you ask me, these are these ESPNs, throw something against the wall and see if it sticks. Like, I'm good.
Ooh, boy. That was some wild day. That was a good topic right there, man. Yeah. That was a good one.
Yep.
All right, people.
If y'all want to see me on another podcast, I'm gonna have to get ready and get off of this one.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try.
But yeah, man, it was good being back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See y'all back it was wonderful being back. We'll see y'all in September.
Hey, look. Let's do it like this.
Possibly August.
August. Let's do it the last week of preseason.
We may be able to squeeze in one before preseason.
Well, isn't this like 3 preseason games and no one really?
Yeah, they only played 3 games.
And the second one's like the real one, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hold on. Hey, look, that's a topic right there for the podcast. He said the second was the real preseason game.
Like the third one used to be the real one. Now the second one's the real one.
That's good. Hey, you got a point there.
Yeah.
So what's the first one?
For the 5th rounders and the 6th rounders to get some run, see if they can make a practice squad.
It's auditions for other teams, pretty much,
or tape for the XFL.
Oh my God!
These are you're that first game. You're showcasing your talents for somebody else's practice squad for the season. That's pretty much all it is.
Oh, man. Let me get my stuff set back up. All right, peoples.
All right.
All right, man. To the next one. Y'all stay safe,
man. I'll holler at y'all, man. Later.
All right. Later.
Peace.